G'day guys, Steve Morgan here from Fishing Monthly Magazine's down at the Paddo on Port Phillip Bay. I'm with Shaun Savage here from Streaker Marine. And Shaun, you're a big Quintrex dealer. I'm sure you've sold thousands of Quintrex Runabouts over the years, but this one here is pretty special. It's a good looking bit of kit.
It really is. People are starting to pimp them out a lot more now. It's not just a tinny anymore. You know, the boat's so good and the motors are so good and the trails are so good, so the options might as well suit. So we still have our starting from packages, but we do like to display what a lot of people are buying these days as well, so we can really show them the features that they're looking at.
This one here, it's the 530 Fishabout, and it's got the 130 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke on the back. They start from around 50 grand, but what have you done special to this one to make it stand out from the pack?
So some of the options we got on this one is the transom door, so you get the 3/4 rear lounge and the transom door, which is great entry. Live bait tank at the back there, two-tone paint. It's got the rocket launcher with the spotlights, it's got a stress-free anchor winch, it's got a fusion stereo, front and side clears, it's got the upgraded bait board, it's got plenty of options, it's got little cargo netting for where all your storage goes in. It's a really nice package.
It seems that this the runabout configuration, it's very popular with fishermen, especially bait fishermen that like to hang about at the back and anchor, but also those that want to have a little bit of comfort from their family. What sort of comfort options do we have in there?
Yeah, exactly right. So we still kept the rear lounge. We've gone to a 3/4 rear lounge, but it gives the kids that access to get in and out of the boat. It's got a really good telescopic ladder, awesome boarding entry there. We've also upgraded the seats in this one, so it's got what they call maritime seats. They're a lot more comfortable than the standard ones. But they've really got that little bit of plush inside them now. It's not just a raw tin and bone sort of boat. Like, you get in it and it feels like you're in a high quality boat, because you really are, and it's just a really nice comfortable thing. You can get the table in the middle there and really spend the day with the family.
I noticed this one's on one of Quintrex's own made aluminium I-beam trailers, and it's a single axle. What does that mean for manoeuvrability getting into small garages nowadays?
Well, that's a really cool thing, and that's one of the reasons why I pimped out one of these boats, is because it is a real everything boat. You know, you can fit it in tight garages, you can spin it on the width of itself, you can push it around by yourself. It's got really good brake system on there that if you're doing the big highway Ks, you can load the boat up with a fair bit of gear in there, and it's all nice and safe and comfortable. But it's a big enough boat to tackle some of the bigger water if needed.
And just finally, if you're a family looking at this boat here, I know the smaller runabouts you can tow with any car in the world, but what do you need to tow this?
This whole package will be under 1,600 kilo. So typically, most things with a tow bar will be around that 15 to 1,600 kilo mark. So you should be safe with anything you've got. But obviously, you'll check your specs beforehand.
Yeah, that's right. So it is at the upper end of the runabouts that we've tested here at Fishing Monthly. Let's get this thing in the water and come back to you with some performance stats. Well, there you go. The weather deteriorated slightly this afternoon on Port Phillip Bay, and it gave us great conditions to get a little bit of air and water under these boats and see how they go. Look, as we said in the introduction, this is a very up-spec runabout. It keeps you out of the weather. It's a long enough length where it makes it reasonably comfortable to ride in. But if conditions were any worse than that sort of 10 to 15 we had out there this afternoon, there are better boats in the Quintrex range if that's the sort of weather you're going to be going out in all the time. But if you're after a bait fishing boat that's easily accessible for the kids, that you can anchor up with that anchor winch that's up the front, and you can spend a relaxing day catching fish and then the next day towing a tube around, this may exactly be the boat for you. as tested, this boat came in at $63,690, but packages start from $49,440 from Streaker Marine. For more information, you can go to streakermarine.com.au or like their Facebook page, Streaker Marine. Getting onto the economy of this Yamaha on the back, it was the F130, which is a reasonably new motor, delivered great economy at 3,000 RPM, where we got just over 3 kilometres delivered per litre of fuel burned at 32 kilometres an hour. If you want to put the hammers down all the way, 6,000 RPM yielded 73 kilometres an hour, but only 1.56 kilometres per litre burned. Now, that is pretty standard in a boat this size. If you drive it wide open, it will use double the fuel that it does at its most economical point. If you want to check out these guys, make sure you go and see the guys from Streaker Marine or visit them at the Melbourne Boat Show in 2019.